Banking with Capital One helps you keep more money in your wallet with no fees or minimums on checking accounts and no overdraft fees. Just ask the Capital One bank guy. It's pretty much all he talks about, in a good way. He'd also tell you that this podcast is his favorite podcast, too. Ah, really? Thanks, Capital One bank guy. What's in your wallet? Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank. Capital One N.A. member FDIC.
Checking off the boxes on your to-do list is a great feeling. That's why a State Farm agent is there to help you choose a coverage option that's right for you. Whether you're getting a new house, car, boat, or RV, helping protect it is important. And State Farm is there to help you choose the coverage you need, whether you prefer talking in person, on the phone, or using the award-winning app. And with so many coverage options, it's nice knowing you have help finding coverage that best fits your needs, so you can continue to focus on what's most important to you. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Every idea starts with a problem. Warby Parker's was simple. Glasses are too expensive. So they set out to change that. By designing glasses in-house and selling directly to customers, they're able to offer prescription eyewear that's expertly crafted and unexpectedly affordable. Warby Parker glasses are made from premium materials like impact-resistant polycarbonate and custom acetate. And they start at just $95, including prescription lenses. Get glasses made from the good stuff. Stop by a Warby Parker store near you.
If your dog could talk, they'd beg for Ollie. The full-body tail wag, the excited little hops, the big, goofy grin, that's the Ollie effect. Ollie delivers clean, fresh nutrition in 5 drool-worthy flavors, even for the pickiest eaters. Made in U.S. kitchens with high-quality, human-grade ingredients, Ollie's food contains no fillers, no preservatives, just real food. Just fill out Ollie's 30-second quiz and they'll create a customized meal plan based on your pup's weight, activity level, and other health info. Dogs deserve the best, and that means fresh, healthy food. Head to ollie.com/healthypup, tell them about your dog, and use code HEALTHYPUP to get 60% off your welcome kit when you subscribe today. Plus, they offer a happiness guarantee on the first box, so if you're not completely satisfied, you'll get your money back. That's OLLIE.com/healthypup and enter code HEALTHYPUP to get 60% off your first box.
This is the Daily Tech News for Wednesday, August 27th, 2025. We tell you what you need to know. We follow up on context, and by gosh, we just try to help each other understand.
Today, we have a product roundup for you. New AI glasses, new AI note taker, and new Bluetooth trackers, and even more on top of that.
I'm AI Tom Merritt.
I'm not AI Jenn Cutter.
Let's start with what you need to know with the big story. There are lots of little news stories today, so we thought we'd start you off with a product roundup. These are some interesting things that we were like, hey, that's not just another new phone from another big tech company. So let's start with the Plaud, Plaud AI Pro. It's the latest device from Plaud AI, which is a credit card-sized device that you use to record things like meetings. It'll automatically transcribe, obviously, what it hears, but also summarize it for you. Let you do some other queries on it now and stuff like that. The new Pro version has a small, just not quite an inch, 0.95 inch AMOLED screen. That'll let you see how much battery is left, along with things like whether it's recording or not. Also lets you reduce the range. So this has a bigger range than the previous one, 5 meters. But if you reduce that back down to 3 meters, you get more battery life. So you get 30 hours of battery life at 5 meters of recording or 50 hours at 3 meters. So if your conference room is smaller, you can save on your battery life. It also has improved mics, some noise suppression. It can auto detect when you're on a call and automatically switch to Bluetooth to record the call. And it is $179. 169 pounds if you're in the UK. You can pre-order it now, shipping in October. I saw one of these in action at Brian Brushwood's thing that I went to. Andy Beach had one, and it was kind of amazing to just be able to look at not only like what I said immediately after I gave a talk, but also like what the summary was of it and what it thought the major points were. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, like this kind of stuff is neat. Like, I don't want to call transcription a solved problem, but it's kind of pretty close to a solved problem. Yeah, so it's nice to have that ready to go for accessibility reasons.
Now, this one's cool. Ars Technica has a review of Corsair's secondary touchscreen monitor. It's the little rectangular touchscreen monitor called the Xeneon Edge. great example of a product that was announced at CES this year that's shipping. I always like to call those out.
It happens sometimes.
It does happen. This one is approximately 15 by 5 inches. You can mount it on your PC as sort of a squat rectangular status monitor. Corsair makes some widget software for it, which is what Ars Technica reviewed. They said that's kind of the best use, although that widget software probably needs some development. There's things coming to it that'll make it better. You can also just drag your own items into it. They said it's not as useful that way. It can attach to any 360 millimeter fan mount or as a side panel on Corsair's Frame Series PC case. Also comes with a tiny plastic stand if you just want to prop it up below your existing monitor, which is actually how Ars Technica reviewed it. It's available now for $250.
I'm one of those people who likes those things. I use a Logitech G Series keyboard and have for a billion years. And yeah, I have widgets on it and I actually use those widgets. So this appeals to me.
Yeah, it's interesting that we still haven't quite cracked monitors yet where we're like trying all these things. But I looked at that and I'm like, ooh, once they get that widget software perfected, I might want that because you can have clock and email status and even a little bit of browsing, although they said the browsing was a little wonky. But I kind of love the idea and it's not a crazy price at $250. Yeah.
It's a touchscreen too.
Yeah, and it's touchscreen. Don't forget that. I think that's why the widgets work better than just regular stuff because the widgets are optimized for that touchscreen. Chipolo, not Chipotle, Chipolo, announced 2 rechargeable Bluetooth trackers, the Chipolo Loop and the Chipolo Card, which are compatible with Apple's Find My and Google's Find Hub. Chipolo very well reviewed because of their cross compatibility and just good design. The Card is meant to go in your wallet. It's a credit card size thing. It has a 110 decibel speaker, compatible with Qi wireless charging. The Loop is a classic AirTag like circle with a silicone case with a bigger speaker, a louder speaker, not bigger, 125 decibels. And you can recharge that one as well, but over USB. It doesn't have the wireless Qi charging. Comes in 6 colors. Both trackers have a 400-foot range. And here's the cool thing. You can ring your phone even when it's in silent mode by pressing a button on either one. So it helps you find your phone, as a matter of fact. They both sell for $39, available for pre-order now, shipping in October.
I should get my mom one of those then.
I know.
This is her phone all the time.
Chipolo makes great trackers, because they're rechargeable. You don't have to go find a little, button cell battery when they run out of battery. And the battery life is pretty long. But the idea that I can I've misplaced my phone, which I know some of you are like, whoever misplaces their phone, but it happens. Trust me. So yeah, I think that's pretty cool. Finally, multiple outlets are reviewing the Rokid, not Roku, Rokid, R-O-K-I-D, AI glasses. These are AI and AR glasses. They just launched these on Kickstarter. They are similar to Meta Ray-Bans in that they can be worn like regular glasses. They just, look like glasses. But they have a dual eye micro LED waveguide display that gives you kind of a heads up image projected onto the glasses. So it's not like the X-Reels where they have screens in front of you. They're doing waveguide to project the image. So you can do things like get directions, have real-time translation, can work as a teleprompter, apparently. They also have a 12 megapixel camera, open ear speakers. That's pretty similar to the Meta Ray-Bans. Use ChatGPT as well as being able to use a small model on device. So there's a lot of stuff you can do offline. Obviously, you connect them to a phone to do a lot, but there's some things they can do offline, including translation for some of the languages. They weigh 49 grams, so they're not much heavier than a regular pair of glasses. They sell for $599, so they're a little more expensive than the Meta Ray-Bans, and they are shipping in November.
Yeah, I look forward to seeing ordinary people use those when these are out and hear their opinions about them.
Yeah, we're going to get Meta's version of this announced at their developer event in September, and they're expected to be around $800. So these will go from being they're more expensive than Meta's, but they have the display to they are less expensive than Meta's, but Meta's do ... whatever Meta's are going to do. But we really are shaping up to make 2026 the year of the augmented glasses. And I don't even know what frame is going to win, what form factor, what features. But I love that there are so many attempts at this that I think we're going to figure it out, and we're going to have usable, wearable displays by then, end of the next year.
You know, it was funny because like I'm seeing this and trying to see the future, and because I think in magazine layouts, I'm like, oh man, this would be a double page spread, and they have pictures of all the glasses with everything listed under it.
Absolutely,
there's going to be enough of them to do these kind of spreads.
Yeah, total roundup.
So DTNS is made possible by you, the listener, thanks to Chris Allen, Reed Fischler, Larry Bailey, and our new patron. Welcome to Frederick. Yay!
Welcome, Frederick.
Picture this. You're in the garage, hands covered in grease, just finished up tuning your engine with a part you found on eBay, and you realize, you know what? I could also use new brakes. So where do you go next? Back to eBay. You can find anything there. It's unreal. Wipers, headlights, even cold air intakes. It's all there. And you've got eBay Guaranteed Fit. You order a part, and if it doesn't fit, send it back. Simple as that. Look, DIY fixes can be major. Doesn't matter if it's just maintenance or a major mod. You got it, especially when things are guaranteed to fit. So when you dive into your next car project, start with eBay. All the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. eBay. Things people love.
Hey there, it's Ryan Seacrest for Safeway. Now through August 28th, it's back to deals time where you can enjoy store-wide deals and earn 4 times points. Look for in-store tags to earn on eligible items from Lindor, Oreo, Lay's, Celsius, Cottonelle, and Snapple. Then clip the offer in the app for automatic event-long savings. Shop in-store or online for easy drive-up-and-go pickup or delivery. Subject to availability. Restrictions apply. Visit Safeway.com for more details.
Banking with Capital One helps you keep more money in your wallet with no fees or minimums on checking accounts and no overdraft fees. Just ask the Capital One bank guy. It's pretty much all he talks about, in a good way. He'd also tell you that this podcast is his favorite podcast, too. Ah, really? Thanks, Capital One bank guy. What's in your wallet? Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank. Capital One N.A. member FDIC.
Checking off the boxes on your to-do list is a great feeling. That's why a State Farm agent is there to help you choose a coverage option that's right for you. Whether you're getting a new house, car, boat, or RV, helping protect it is important. And State Farm is there to help you choose the coverage you need, whether you prefer talking in person, on the phone, or using the award-winning app. And with so many coverage options, it's nice knowing you have help finding coverage that best fits your needs, so you can continue to focus on what's most important to you. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. If your dog could talk, they'd beg for Ollie. The full-body tail wag, the excited little hops, the big, goofy grin, that's the Ollie effect. Ollie delivers clean, fresh nutrition in 5 drool-worthy flavors, even for the pickiest eaters. Made in U.S. kitchens with high-quality, human-grade ingredients, Ollie's food contains no fillers, no preservatives, just real food. Just fill out Ollie's 30-second quiz and they'll create a customized meal plan based on your pup's weight, activity level, and other health info. Dogs deserve the best, and that means fresh, healthy food. Head to ollie.com/healthypup, tell them about your dog, and use code HEALTHYPUP to get 60% off your welcome kit when you subscribe today. Plus, they offer a happiness guarantee on the first box, so if you're not completely satisfied, you'll get your money back. That's OLLIE.com/healthypup and enter code HEALTHYPUP to get 60% off your first box.
All right, there's some more we need to know today, so let's get to the briefs.
Microsoft is testing the expansion of Xbox Cloud Gaming to subscribers of Xbox Game Pass Core or Standard subscribers, meaning subscribers don't have to pay for the most expensive tier in order to, in Microsoft words, stream cloud playable games included with their subscription or select cloud playable games they own. Microsoft is also extending PC game access to core and standard subscribers as well. Though cloud-enabled PC games will only be available from the Xbox app on PC. This is a test, so if you want to take part in it, you need to sign up for the free Xbox Insiders program with Microsoft.
How exciting is this?
It's a lot of words to say, hey, we're trying to see if we can do this too.
Yeah, you don't have to pay extra. But you do have to be an insider, so you have to jump through some hoops. But it's not, you don't have to pay extra to do the cloud gaming. It doesn't seem like people are that excited by Xbox cloud gaming, which may be why they're extending it. I don't know.
Yeah, they're not there yet. Like, I think as games require more and more specs that people may not have at home, that becomes a lot more attractive an option.
Yeah. And this is prelude to the rumors that Microsoft might offer a free version of Xbox cloud gaming that is ad supported. So the first step would be, stress testing your systems by extending it to more subscribers. So that makes sense too. A lot of OpenAI news to touch on. The Financial Times says OpenAI's plan to restructure into a public benefit company that would let it do things like issue stock may not happen until next year now, as it works with a major investor, Microsoft. Heard of them? Over the terms. Microsoft has a lot of terms associated with its huge investment in OpenAI from years ago. OpenAI wants to loosen that current agreement, which keeps its newest models exclusive to Microsoft Azure for cloud services. OpenAI would like to have Amazon and Google as clients for its most current models as well. That would let them make more money off their API. Microsoft, in turn, wants to rework the clause that cuts off its access to OpenAI's IP if OpenAI achieves artificial general intelligence. They want to change the terms of that. And they don't seem to be able to agree on how to do those things. If they can't agree by December 31st, OpenAI could lose access to $10 billion coming from SoftBank that is contingent on it becoming a public benefit company by the end of the year. All right, we got two other items here with OpenAI. Wired reporting that 2 AI researchers that Meta hired within the last month have quit to return to OpenAI. So the whole talent swap plot thickens. And Meta's director of generative AI product management, after 10 years at Meta, has left to work on special initiatives at OpenAI. So tide seems to be going back that way. Also, OpenAI announced it will update ChatGPT to recognize and respond better to mental distress, as well as roll out parental controls that let parents see details of their children's usage, as well as put limits on it. This follows 2 parents filing a lawsuit Tuesday against OpenAI after their 16-year-old son committed suicide in April. And the parents allege that ChatGPT contributed to the suicide by providing the son information and helping him write a note. They allege that he would not be dead if it weren't for ChatGPT. So the parents want the court to force OpenAI to verify ages and terminate conversations when self-harm or suicide are discussed. OpenAI already does advise people to take action if it detects suicide, but they are tightening that, and the parents think they should just tighten it all the way down.
Yeah. For people like me who also read court documents kind of for fun, I will have to say, please be careful when reading this if this is a tough subject for you, because the court documents are kind of devastating. Yeah.
They're gonna give all the details.
Now we've got a few Google AI updates for you. Google is adding AI avatars, automatic transcription trimming, automatic verbal pause removal, and image-to-video tools to its video editor called Vids, VIDS, for Google Workplace subscribers. It is also releasing a free version of Vids with limited non-generative features. You can also now launch Vids from a video viewed in Google Drive. And Google released data that shows its hurricane detection model performed better than most models in tracking Hurricane Erin earlier this month. This is one hurricane, so it doesn't mean it will always perform this well, but it did prove itself to be worthwhile. Google says it will partner with the U.S. National Hurricane Center to continue to assess the weather model.
Yeah, it's a big deal that it did as well as it did. And it's going to help inform the consensus model, which it outperformed in this case. So that's cool. And then the Vids video editing is, if you're a Workplace Business subscriber or Workplace Enterprise subscriber, that's going to be useful to be able to do that kind of thing too. And you can play around with the non-AI version, basically, if you're a free subscriber. On to Anthropic news. Yes, we hit OpenAI and Google. We can't leave out Anthropic. The company is launching a research preview of a browser-based agent called Claude for Chrome. 1,000 subscribers to its $100 and $200 a month plans will test it. They want to make sure that they lock down the safety of an agent that can control your browser. Anthropic also issued a threat intelligence report that, among other things, revealed that Claude had been used as a technical consultant and active operator, enabling attacks that would be more difficult and time consuming for individual actors to execute manually, including automating reconnaissance, credential harvesting, and network penetration at scale. This is an example of something that people have been calling vibe hacking. So it's like vibe coding, but for hacking, where attackers don't need as much technical sophistication or time to carry out their attacks. A lot of folks thought this wasn't going to happen yet. Anthropic's saying it already has. Finally, on Tuesday, U.S. District Judge William Alsup confirmed that Anthropic and several authors have reached a settlement in a class action lawsuit. Details of that settlement are yet to be released, but the authors seem very happy about it.
And more court documents that I cannot wait to read.
Nice.
As expected, Apple sent out invites to an announcement to take place at 1 p.m. Eastern on September 9th. The invite had a glowing Apple logo and the words "awe-dropping." New iPhones, including an iPhone Air, are expected, and possible new AirPods, a new Apple Watch, and a new Apple TV. Also in Apple news, the company will make its curated Apple Music radio stations available outside of Apple Music on the TuneIn app and service.
Ooh, opening up. Interesting. In space news, SpaceX successfully tested its Starship rocket Tuesday night. After having some setbacks the last few tests, it completed the rocket's first test deployment of a payload of 8 objects similar to satellites. You can call them fake satellites or whatever you want, but basically they weren't satellites, but they were the same size and weight. Amazon is planning to turn on satellite internet service from its Kuiper satellites in Vietnam over the next 5 years. This follows Starlink reaching a similar agreement with Vietnam. And NASA just unfurled a 39-foot diameter radar antenna that will monitor changes to glaciers, forests, and the Earth's crust. It is the largest satellite antenna ever deployed.
NASA posts very cool pictures, and I can't wait to see those pictures.
Yeah,
It just sounds kind of bonkers in the best possible way. And Atari has acquired 5 dormant game franchises from Ubisoft. We've got Child of Eden, Cold Fear, Grow Home, Grow Up, and I Am Alive. Atari plans to reintroduce the franchises on new platforms under the Atari label, which is like going to be so bizarre to see a Child of Eden spinoff from Atari. Why?
Yeah.
Why Atari? But like, hey, you get that brand name.
Are you going to
recognition.
expect it to be 8-bit Child of Eden?
You know what? I would play that.
I know. And maybe they should do that. But it is interesting to see Atari expanding from being a pure nostalgia brand to doing more and more new things.
Yeah, and those are good pickups, honestly.
Yeah. Those are the essentials for today. Let's dive a little deeper into a topic.
Ride-hailing companies like Uber are involved in autonomous cars, sometimes in partnership, sometimes in competition. Tom caught up with Bodie Grimm to get a line on the nature of Uber's partnerships.
Bodie, thanks again for joining us.
Yeah, thanks, Tom. It's always fun to come on.
All right, so we've heard about Uber being in partnership with Waymo and then also running something that is in competition with Waymo. Help us clear us up. What's going on between these two?
So Uber and Waymo operate autonomous taxis in Austin and Atlanta. So if you live in like LA or Phoenix area, you can just go to your Waymo app and you just type in, whatever place you want to go to and it'll take you there. If you're in Austin, you have to be presented with a Waymo car. And then, if you are, then you're blessed and you get to go somewhere in an autonomous vehicle.
And you said a Waymo app.
Yeah, so there's the Uber platform and the Waymo platform. That's where they would compete, but they partner up in certain markets like Austin and Atlanta.
All right, so Uber's partnering with Waymo in Atlanta and Austin, and so you could use the Uber app there. Everywhere else Waymo operates, you'd have to use the Waymo. Got it.
Right.
Who else is Uber partnering with?
Well, turns out a lot of people, Tom. I went when Uber announced this partnership with Nuro and Lucid, I went down a Uber partnership rat hole, and I came up with quite a bit of stuff. So recently on DTNS, you've talked about the Lucid and Nuro deal. You've talked about Waymo a ton. Baidu, I know you recently chatted about that, but I wanted to give you a couple, and I'm going to start with my favorite, and that's May Mobility.
What is May Mobility? I feel like maybe I've heard of this one, but it's not top of my mind.
So May Mobility was founded in 2017 by Ed Olson, a really smart guy. It has an interesting take on autonomous driving. So May Mobility has patented a technique called multi-policy decision-making. And really what multi-policy decision-making is dealing with the edge cases, right? Autonomous driving vehicles, they handle driving in almost every situation without an issue until you get to that edge case. I don't know if you heard about the Waymos in the parking lot in San Francisco.
Yeah.
They couldn't figure it out, and they were all honking at each other, bugging people multiple mornings. So what May Mobility has done is they've made their multi-policy decision-making, MPDM. They've made that more human-like. So when it faces one of these challenges, it reasons through it like a human. And
okay.
I'm going to give you the example they gave on the website because I think it's really good, actually. So imagine you're in a dense urban city, right? You got high-rise buildings, and you're going to be making you're going, we'll say, west, and you're going to be making a 90-degree left turn, but coming up, traveling north, you have a bicycle, and just behind the bicycle, you have a car, and all three of you are going to hit that 90-degree turn about the same time.
Okay.
So, Tom, for you as a human driver, what would you do if you were the May Mobility car traveling west?
I'm traveling west, and they're coming from the north. This is like a story problem.
No, they're heading north. They're heading north.
Okay. So are they coming towards me?
No, they're on the other side of that 90-degree turn.
And so they're coming towards the intersection.
Not an intersection, a 90-degree turn. This is probably maybe not the best example. Then.
Yeah, that's the. I'm having a hard time picturing it. So they're coming from behind me then?
No, they're traveling this way, and then there's a 90-degree turn, and you're traveling this way, and you're going to be turning.
I'm coming.
You're going to be turning south. They're going to be turning east.
Yeah. Well, I'm just going to stay to the right, and hopefully they'll stay to the right, and then we'll all turn, and everything will be fine, right?
Yeah, absolutely. That's like the most common thing, right? If
it was much harder to understand the situation. I was like, it's a little too easy. Like, I'm just going to stay away from them. Okay, I got it. Yeah.
No, that's I wonder if May Mobility has a way of better to describe this in their multi-decision making policy. But yeah, so the thing is if that bicycle went a little too wide, right? And that car now has to overtake the bicycle, it's got to be a little wide. If you're over to the right, everybody's safe. And what May Mobility does is it looks at these situations and it comes up with a list of possible things that are going to happen. And then it matches those lists of things that could happen with an outcome, right? You have an outcome, but it also has a how can I avoid an accident list? And then it weighs them. And that's how it makes its decision. So instead of just hoovering up all of this data that may or may not have ever been, different cars may or may not have ever been in this situation, it's like, I'm going to reason through this, not rely on, has this happened before?
Okay. So it's doing this example. Some people would be like, well, that's happened before. It's like, yeah, but the point is you don't need it to. You don't need to train it on that specific instance. It can reason its way through it. That makes sense to me. Yeah.
Yeah. And honestly, and I told you this a little before we started recording, but I think this is a lot like Tesla's neural nets. I think this is kind of similar to what Tesla's neural nets are doing.
Yeah. It's actually similar to a lot of deep reasoning types of models, even outside of autonomous cars, right? Just doing those layers and saying, well, what about this? What about this? What about this? And then picking the best answer that fits the circumstances, right?
Yeah, absolutely. That's a good way of much cleaner way of saying it. So May Mobility has strategic partnerships, obviously with Uber, but also with Toyota. They drive around Toyota Sienna minivans. They use May Mobility hardware on those vans and software. Okay. And they operate in Arlen, Texas, and Peachtree Corners, Georgia. So if you want to get into one and you live near those places, you can.
All right, so we've talked about a few partnerships. I know there's a bunch more. Let's get through as many of them as we can. What's the next one that Uber is partnering with?
I'm going to lightning round these next two.
Okay, let's do it.
Serve and Cartkin. Both of these companies are just the typical sidewalk robot, right?
Oh, okay, yeah, got it. The little rolling
not much here.
Freezer containers, basically.
Yeah. Not much here. They just travel to where you want them to go. And AV Ride, which is our next one, has the sidewalk delivery robots like Neuro, right? But it also is testing the passenger service. And that is supposed to happen in 2025. But
you're
Uber.
not riding in the same compartment as the food. It's a bigger vehicle.
Yes. I mean, some people might. I know some pretty small people, but typically this is going to be in an Ioniq 5, though.
Okay. Yeah. No, that makes more sense.
Yeah, and AV Ride operates in South Korea, and like I said, they're testing, but the tests are planned for 2025, and we should see actual passengers being able to ride in 2026. And then we have WeRide. WeRide and Uber are partnering in cities outside of the U.S. and China. So I'm guessing there's something very specific that doesn't allow them to operate inside the U.S. and China. But yeah, WeRide started in Abu Dhabi, which Abu Dhabi and Saudi Arabia are huge with these autonomous driving services, or the UAE are just, there's a ton of them there. Let's see here. We got a little bit more time.
Yeah. Give us the last couple.
Okay. Volkswagen and their mobility arm, MOA, which is a subsidiary of Volkswagen Group. They're going to be using one of my favorite cars, although I think it's way too expensive for the range you get. But I love this car. It's the Volkswagen ID Buzz, which is the updated version of the minibus that Volkswagen used to have.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So autonomous minibus.
Yeah. And it's such a good looking car. It's just $70,000 for like a 215 mile range is not my, like, I don't love it that much. So, but these vans are going to use Mobileye hardware, which is an Intel company, or it used to be. I don't know if it's still there. Yeah. With Volkswagen's own software, and then they're going to use Uber's platform.
And then what about the last one on the list of things that you have determined Uber is partnering with? Who's the last?
Yeah. So then we have Motional, which is a Hyundai Motor Group company. They're partnering with Aptiv. Aptiv does a bunch of hardware and software solutions for the auto industry. This one, I'm not sure what stage they're in, because they created a partnership in 2022 with Uber. They paused it in 2024 with Uber and Lyft. And I'm not sure what they've done. There's been a lot of restructuring, but this is my this is why I put this in here. They have a new CEO whose name is Laura Major, and she's one of the authors of What to Expect When You're Expecting Robots. Now, I haven't read this yet, but I have bought it, and I'm looking forward to reading it this weekend.
Oh, good. I can't wait to hear the book report. Well, clearly Uber is diversifying its strategy. So thank you for helping us wrap our heads around this. If people want to hear more of your coverage of the EV and the autonomous car space, where should they go?
Well, if you want to hear me butcher a metaphor or an example, you can go to 918 Digital, and I have 3 different podcasts on there, and I mess all of them up. So that's
you were doing fine until you brought me into it. Trust me.
No, I don't think so. I was like, man, how do I make this work? And I didn't.
No, that was great, Bodie. Thanks so much, man.
All right, thanks, Tom.
Bodie wanted us to add too, after we recorded that, he thought he said May Mobility's system and Tesla's neural net approach were similar, and he knew Tesla people might pick on that. So he meant to say that they solved edge cases in a similar way. Tesla uses a vision-based system. May Mobility has a bunch of equipment that it adds to the car. But for the record, both companies have a different approach to autonomous vehicles. He wanted to make sure that was clear. Did you get the metaphor? Did you get the 90-degree thing?
I did. Because they would say turn and not intersection. And I was like, oh, okay, we have winding roads here, so that's probably similar.
Yeah. It would, like I said, when I was talking to Bodie, I was imagining something more complex than he was trying to tell me. So
yeah.
Well, folks, if you like what we do here on Daily Tech News Show, we also do live streams, live hangouts, a version of DTNS where we just hang out live and talk about stories. You can catch those by becoming a subscriber at youtube.com/Daily Tech News Show.
Hey there, it's Ryan Seacrest for Safeway. Now through August 28th, it's back to deals time where you can enjoy store-wide deals and earn 4 times points. Look for in-store tags to earn on eligible items from Lindor, Oreo, Lay's, Celsius, Cottonelle, and Snapple. Then clip the offer in the app for automatic event-long savings. Shop in-store or online for easy drive-up-and-go pickup or delivery. Subject to availability. Restrictions apply. Visit Safeway.com for more details.
This episode is brought to you by Capital One. Capital One's tech team isn't just talking about multi-agentic AI. They already deployed one. It's called Chat Concierge, and it's simplifying car shopping. Using self-reflection and layered reasoning with live API checks, it doesn't just help buyers find a car they love. It helps schedule a test drive, get pre-approved for financing, and estimate trade-in value. Advanced, intuitive, and deployed. That's how they stack. That's technology at Capital One.
We end every episode of DTNS with some shared wisdom. Today, John expresses a concern about the new Android developer policy from Google.
Yeah, John wrote, and this was very nice of him, say, first, as always, love your show. Wonderful work. Wish everyone put in the effort that your team does. Thank you, John. That's very nice of you to say. Second, you mentioned on today's show about Google's new rules requiring all apps, including those sideloaded ones, to have the dev clearly identified. And just to be clear and set up John right, we were talking about if you're not in the Play Store, you just have to tell Google who you are. Google will not publish that information. That's important for what John's about to say. John says, I would just draw your attention to 3 news stories. The Ice Block app got released. The White House was unhappy about it. The tech giants want to stay on the White House's good side. There is reason for anonymity because it allows the speaking of truth to power. While IceBlock is not the ideal example in this case, as it is only on iPhone and the author publicly identified himself, my point remains. Keep up the great work. John from Typhoon Hit Vietnam. I'm glad to see that you have weathered the typhoon. At least it appears you do. But yeah, I think that's a lot of people are concerned. And the reason I wanted to clarify is not that it's publicly available. If you're on the Google Play Store or you're on the App Store on iOS, that information is publicly available. But people who might want to make a smaller app and might want to remain anonymous now have to tell Google who they are in order to be on Android, unless they want a smaller number of people who jailbreak things and all of that. And there might be situations, there might be edge cases where someone is working in a sensitive area and does not want to, not even publicly, but doesn't even want Google to have it on the record anywhere, who they are.
Yeah, no, everyone's concerned about anonymity on the internet right now. It's a big topic. So thank you, John. Have you also got some thoughts? Have you got insight into a story? Again, just like John, please share it with us over at feedback@dailytechnewsshow.com.
Big thanks to Bodie Grimm and to John for contributing to today's show. Thank you for being along for Daily Tech News Show. You can keep us in business by becoming a patron at patreon.com/DTNS.
The DTNS family of podcasts, helping each other understand.
Diamond Club hopes you have enjoyed this program.
This episode is brought to you by Capital One. Capital One's tech team isn't just talking about multi-agentic AI. They already deployed one. It's called Chat Concierge, and it's simplifying car shopping. Using self-reflection and layered reasoning with live API checks, it doesn't just help buyers find a car they love. It helps schedule a test drive, get pre-approved for financing, and estimate trade-in value. Advanced, intuitive, and deployed. That's how they stack. That's technology at Capital One.
As the main character of your life, you know how important it is to make the right choices for you, and how sweet it is to feel good about your decisions. With the State Farm Personal Price Plan, you have options to help create an affordable price for you, so you can continue living your best life. Talk to a State Farm agent today to learn how you can choose to bundle and save with the Personal Price Plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Prices are based on rating plans that vary by state. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability, amount of discounts and savings, and eligibility vary by state.